Okay, I thought I'd talk a little bit about humans and civilizations that were here before. Sorry, guys. Um, that humans have done. And I think people have talked about the Mayans and, well, you've heard about them. So, yeah. Humans do really well at the beginning. And then civilization starts what modern humans would consider civilized. And when the civilizations start to build, then that's when things very quickly, I mean big picture, quickly go downhill. And usually that's about power struggle, control, and I think it's happened. I think this is the 7th time now. That was a quick count, but big picture, 7th time. There have been smaller regional occurrences, but big picture, about this is the 7th time. And for the planet Earth itself, the entity of Gaia, it'll be the last. But don't panic, anybody that wants to be on there. There's plenty of ways that it can look like you're still on Gaia, because you're a creator God and you can perceive anything. So, but for her, she's done and she's moving on her way because she has things to do too. So this is, I think, the 7th time. It really doesn't matter. But so humans have this tendency of repeating themselves, and I think I figured this out by the time I was 30, that I was bored, and this was way before I died. But this repetitive nature of thinking that if you are bossy and you exert enough power or threaten enough, that you can get your way, and that somehow works. And of course, it never has, and it never will work. It doesn't work in any regard. It doesn't work with children. It doesn't work with employees. It doesn't work with nations. It doesn't work anywhere. Now, as you're in 4D now, and the people that stay in 4D, as you go off world and go play out in the big bad 4D worlds and multiverses, there are different games that are power struggles. Power struggles still exist, but there'll be whole new ways of playing that out that you can't even fathom right now. But the old way of just having the biggest stick, it's not that simple anymore. Really, in 4D on service to self side, it is very much the same story, but it's on a much larger scale. So whereas an individual person on the planet Earth might be able to accrue billions of dollars and exert great power on the planet, yeah, that doesn't happen in 4D. Yeah, the stakes are way bigger, way bigger, and you're going to be dealing with aliens that have been doing this for much longer than the planet Earth has even been around. So good luck with playing their game that way. But hey, you're free to go whichever way you want to. On the other side, the service to others self, they've learned to control people, but use sugar instead of salt. So they figured out that controlling people by just using power and threats and fear is not as effective as being nice to them. Still control, but control in a very nice way. And that's 4D. Now on Earth, it's been pretty consistently control, use of power, and fear. Yeah, pretty much the whole time. And it seems to be still that way. And I remember being young and thinking, well, why are people, because I heard stories as a teenager, heard stories from adults, that were saying basically the same thing, the complaints from their parents, as they were doing to their kids. And over years later, I've listened to that generation after generation after generation. And I've seen the same thing with the terrible twos, which is, by the way, my favorite age of all ages, is the 2-year-olds. Yeah, because they look around at the world and they're just starting to learn that there's something outside of the house, and everything is magnificently unique and cool to them. So, I love 2-year-olds. Yeah. Before they start they can't talk real well yet, so the adults around them cannot mess with them too much, so they still are very, very cool vibrations and full of all this wonder and joy and happiness. And yeah, but I remember seeing those repeats in wars. Yeah, that's really working for humans really well. You know, like the United States. I'll give you an example. United States, people came from England because they felt like they were being abused, i.e. power, use of money, thumping people on the heads. People went, no, 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 I'm not taking this anymore. So they came over to America, started thumping the Native Americans on the head, took away their land, and then grew this great big country, and now they're basically thumping the rest of the world on the head and their own people. So all you people around the world, the average American citizen, are good people. They do not approve of what the government has done. The CIA, the military, our military guys, they're just trying to support their country. They do not approve of all the dastardly deeds that have been done by alphabet soup from America. So, message there from America to all of you. I assure you that most of the time they thump us on the head just as bad, and majority of Americans now are barely keeping their head above water. I know it looks like it's different, but it's not. Just because there are a lot of shiny toys doesn't mean that people aren't hurting over here. Yeah, it takes 2 people to raise a family and pay the bills, and one of them needs to have 2 jobs. Either that or both of them need to make over $100,000 a month. So just, that's a little aside there. A little aside. Not even sure where I was going with that, but there you go. But it's just this repetitive nature of doing the same thing over and over again. You know, like they say, you know, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Well, that is kind of the reason why aliens are kind of jumpy around humans. It's because, yeah, they're kind of looked at like they're a little cuckoo, a little insane, which is why I will patiently answer the humans' questions, but a lot of it seems rather simple. That, yeah, if you've been doing it and it doesn't work, then try something else. If you don't want to listen to me, listen to somebody else. But try something else, guys. If it's not working for you, try something else. Yeah, and that's that. So, seems like I was going to talk about something else, but I did wander off on that one, trying to explain to the world that Americans are struggling too. Yeah, okay, I guess that's it. And whatever the other thing was, I guess, if I remember it, I'll do another video. Okay, love you bunches, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.